The crystalline spires of Zirion Prime gleamed under the twin suns as Jack adjusted his tactical gear one final time. The human soldier crouched behind a fallen pillar, studying the Zephyrian slave compound through his scope. Somewhere in that maze of energy barriers and guard towers, a young alien princess waited for rescue, though she didn't know it yet. "Intel confirms the target is in Sector 7, crackled the voice in his earpiece. "But Jack, you need to understand. Queen Valestra has already written off her daughter as lost. The Zirian Empire has held Princess Daisy for 3 cycles. No rescue attempts have succeeded." Jack's jaw tightened. 3 years. The girl had been captive for 3 years while galactic politics prevented any meaningful action. The Zephyrian Council had eventually bowed to pressure and ceased rescue operations, accepting their princess as a casualty of war. But Jack had seen the intelligence reports. Daisy wasn't just alive. She was being used as leverage to keep her mother's peaceful species from joining the growing human alliance. "Copy that, Control. Moving in." He switched off his comm unit and activated his personal shield generator. The humans had a saying that had become legendary across the galaxy: "Leave no one behind." Today that wasn't just a motto, it was a promise. The compound's outer defenses were designed to repel large-scale assaults, not a single infiltrator with advanced human tech. Jack's adaptive camouflage made him nearly invisible as he slipped past automated sentries. The Zirions relied too heavily on their technology and not enough on actual vigilance, a mistake that had cost them dearly in their war against humanity. Sector 7 housed the special prisoners, political hostages too valuable to execute but too dangerous to release. Jack's thermal scope revealed the heat signatures of guards, but also something else. A smaller, cooler signature that flickered with the unique biorhythm of a young Zephyrian. The cell door was secured with quantum locks, but human engineering had already found ways around Zirion technology. Jack's multi-tool interfaced with the security system, running decryption algorithms that would have taken the compound's own computers hours to process. The door slid open with a soft hiss. Inside, a young Zephyrian female sat hunched in the corner. Her once luminescent skin had dulled to a pale blue-gray, and her delicate antenna drooped with despair. She looked up as light flooded the cell, her large violet eyes widening with fear. "Princess Daisy?" Jack spoke in carefully practiced Zephyrian, his voice gentle despite the urgency of their situation. The girl recoiled. "Who are you?" Another interrogator. "No, Your Highness. My name is Jack, I'm human. I'm here to take you home." Daisy's antenna twitched with confusion. "Human, but the humans and my people aren't allies. Why would you?" "Because it's the right thing to do," Jack said simply, extending his hand. "Your mother misses you." For a moment, the princess stared at his outstretched palm. Then, with trembling fingers, she reached out and took it. The escape was a blur of adrenaline and precision. Jack's combat training kicked in as alarms began blaring throughout the compound. He carried Daisy when she stumbled, shielded her when energy blasts scorched the air around them, and never once let go of her hand when they ran. His stealth ship waited in a canyon outside the compound, its human-designed engines already spinning up for immediate departure. As they lifted off, Daisy pressed her face to the viewport, watching the prison that had been her world for 3 years shrink into the distance. "I thought I would die there," she whispered. "I thought everyone had forgotten me." Jack engaged the quantum drive, setting course for Zephyrian space. "Your mother never forgot. The whole galaxy knows about Princess Daisy of the Zephyrians. You're more famous than you think." The journey took 2 days. During that time, Jack watched as Daisy slowly came back to life. Her skin began to regain its natural luminescence. Her antenna perked up with curiosity, and she started asking endless questions about the outside galaxy, human culture, and why Jack had risked everything for someone he'd never met. "My species believes in protecting the innocent," he explained as they entered Zephyrian territory. "Especially children. It doesn't matter what planet they're from." Queen Valestra's flagship intercepted them at the border, along with an entire battle fleet. Jack identified himself and requested permission to transport the princess directly to the royal ship. The response was immediate and emotional. The Queen herself would meet them in the docking bay. As the airlock cycled open, Daisy took a tentative step forward. Through the transparent aluminum barrier, she could see a tall, elegant figure in flowing robes, antenna glowing with barely contained emotion. "Mom?" Daisy's voice was barely a whisper. Queen Valestra's composure shattered. She ran forward as the final seal opened, catching her daughter in an embrace that spoke of 3 years of grief, hope, and love. "My precious star," the queen sobbed in her native tongue. "I never stopped believing." Jack watched from his ship's doorway, a small smile on his weathered face. Mission accomplished. Later, as he prepared to depart, Queen Valestra approached him alone. Her regal bearing had returned, but her eyes still shimmered with tears. "Human Jack," she said formally, "you have given me back my heart. The Zephyrian people will not forget this gift. When the time comes when your species needs allies, remember that you have friends among the stars." Jack nodded respectfully. "Your Majesty, seeing your daughter safe is payment enough." As his ship departed Zephyrian space, Jack's comm unit crackled to life with a transmission from Princess Daisy. Her voice, now bright with joy and hope, carried clearly through the speakers. "Mom, I'm home. He saved me. The human soldier reunited us. Thank you, Jack. Thank you for showing me that heroes can come from anywhere in the galaxy." 6 months later, when the Zerian Empire launched their final offensive against human space, they found themselves facing not just humanity's fleet, but a coalition of species that had heard the story of one soldier, who risked everything for a lost princess. The Zephyrians led the charge, their ships gleaming like stars against the darkness. Humanity had proven once again that sometimes the greatest victories come not from superior firepower, but from the simple conviction that every life matters, no matter how small, no matter how far from home.